So I will try to conclude last but not least with three important streams. So C, experimental platforms, D, large-scale trials and pilots, and our CSA on societal challenges, providing orientation, scopes, and expected outcomes. So let's start with stream C, which had 40 million euros and TRL from 4 to 6. So that concerned complementary SNS experimental pan-European federated infrastructure. That is to say that we want to have availability of pan-European platforms that can be used to test and experiment candidate CG technologies, components, and architecture. We want to have those platforms capable to support demonstration and operational validation of the most ambitious use cases and their scenarios, and including the disaggregated architecture supporting AI native 6G services, as we have heard. So the idea is to have unified end-to-end platform which operates in multiple interconnected beyond 5G, 6G sites in different locations in European countries and beyond, with as much as possible open architecture, a cloud implementation lab. That's the reason why we wanted to have significant representation of European players, which have demonstrated strong impact at standardization level. If I move forward to the expected outcome, we wanted to have this federated open platform for testing 6G systems and integrated within Europe, but also, as we heard just a few seconds before, with capability to extend beyond and towards other test beds, for instance, with the United States. Equally, we wanted to develop as much as possible synergies with member states or associated countries that are in our SNS program and with their 6G platforms, but equally supported integration of 6G related microelectronics developments, as we heard, and of course it has to be complementary with what already developed in the first SNS scope. So that will be the presentation for stream C. Now let's move to stream D, which is higher TRL, which is TRL 5 to 7. We had 27 million euros, and it concerns large-scale trials and pilots with verticals. So this 5G advanced 6G system, through the large-scale trials, do validation work to address different levels, application level, to the use cases, management, and targeting also the societal level and dimensions. That's why it's important, of course, to have relevant KPIs, but also new relevant KPIs based on the performance, but equally to address, it was mentioned before, KVIs, so key value indicators. These are indicators that could be working on inclusiveness, trustworthiness, sustainability of their networks and their application, and that in this validation phase are particularly important. Equally, of course, we are higher TRL. We want to attract the participation of vertical industries, not only to have them in the projects as driving forces, but also to stimulate a strong participation of European players in the standardization phases. And of course, we had the objective to dynamize the innovation ecosystem out there by involving SMEs, startups, and scale-ups through what we call FSTPs, or financing to support to third parties, or open calls, which are opportunities for other minor players, smaller players to come on board and test, experiment, enhance the infrastructure of Stream D. Now, it was a focus topic. What does it mean? It means that first, of course, we aim for further refinement of the sustainable, seamless, end-to-end 5G advanced 6G test infrastructures with all the representative technologies which cover the value chain, which span from devices through service delivery, through the beyond 5G connectivity. But we also wanted to have priority use cases. Why? Because coming from the first call, we had a gap analysis, and we thought that priorities for Europe would be focusing, and we lacked a bit of focus before, on transports and especially connected and automated mobility, which we will come. But equally important and strategic for Europe was healthcare, smart cities, farming, or education. So we wanted to have large-scale trials and pilots focusing on these, let's say, two more vertical focused applicabilities. Then, of course, in stream D, we want to develop viable business models for those innovative digital use cases, and we want to involve a larger ecosystem through, as we said, the use of open calls. Let me move now to the last but not least stream, which is our CSA, Coordination and Support Action, 1 million euro. It was called SNS Societal Challenges. There are many, so the scope and orientations were broad, so to address public policy objectives, existing and future legislation, but with the objective to think forward about societal benefits, security, trust, resilience, and what makes also the core of European dimension and differentiation, sustainability, and of course, industrial competitiveness. The objective was also to foster wider acceptance of 6G technologies and identify potential non-technological roadblocks to this acceptance, typically speaking to non-experts and to the public to also collect their feedback. Of course, raising awareness was in scope, and also support and help and involvement of other previous and current EU projects and SNS working groups. The expected outcome was the summary of position of stakeholders on the impact of 6G technologies on societies and how they can help improve citizens' everyday life. It was also to use, adapt, and get results from a technology acceptance models or roadmap. It was to produce explanatory material, also for non-experts, and to go wide on events, publication in non-specialized medias, but also welcome public debates with experts and with less experts people. It was also to develop sustainability indicators, building on the work of KVIs, the key value indicators, and also provide advice and engage projects on how to reflect at best European policy objectives. If I sum it up, because we just have 4 projects, but not the smallest one, as you can see from the slides. So in stream C, we have 6G Sunrise, 36 months projects with relevant project total cost and requested EU contribution of more than 30 million euros. Then we have the 2 selected stream D projects, one for more the healthcare, smart city education dimension, which is 6G Path, with a relevant budget of more than 13.4 million euros. Then we have Envelope, which is the stream D dedicated to automotive with a similar budget. And we have our CSA, which is called 6G for Society, which lasts 24 months with a budget of European contribution of a bit less than 1 million, but a total budget a bit bigger. So I think that's all from me. So I give back the floor to you, Alex, and to the project presentation. Thank you.